Hi, my name is Sarah Gibbons and I'm chair of the Aicur committee and I work in the Centre for Transformative Learning in UL. And unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 situation, we are not going to be able to progress with Aicur as its face-to-face conference as we usually have. But we are offering and really excited to be able to offer students the opportunity to participate in an alternative Aicur 2020. So these couple of slides are going to bring you through what that alternative looks like and the offering that we have for students to still be in a position to showcase their undergraduate research. So in relation to our alternative approach for 2020, there are four key messages that I'm going to discuss here in this particular short presentation. In relation to your abstract feedback, the alternative means to showcase your research, GDPR compliance, and also assistance with preparing your particular mode of research. In relation to abstract feedback, all students who have submitted an abstract to the Centre for Transformative Learning in relation to the conference will be provided with feedback on that abstract, and we would like you to take that feedback into consideration before you begin your preparation for your actual submission for the Aicur conference. There are going to be four ways in which you can potentially submit and showcase your research this year. So people would have been given the option of either an oral presentation for 10 minutes or a poster for this year's Aicur conference. So in order to bring your research into the online space so that we can host that for you, we're providing you with four alternatives of how to showcase your research in a similar way and to develop your research in a process that you would have gone through whether you were presenting it orally at the actual physical conference or the options that you have now to produce it. So first option that you have is to produce a 5 to 7 minute recorded video which outlines the research that you have submitted through your abstract. So that is very much with a view to you being able to still develop your research and tell the story of your research in a file format that you can get through to us and we will be able to host on the Aicur 2020 webpage. So that would be the first. So that recording and how you record that is very much up to you as to what medium you're most comfortable with and whether or not you're used to recording or not. There are some really simple tools out there that you can use in order to record yourself. Then the next kind of similar option, but without probably a face to it maybe, would be to produce a PowerPoint slideshow with a voiceover, which is something similar to what I'm doing now. And similarly, that would be for about the same amount of time as the recorded video, and it would bring people from the beginning through the middle and to the conclusions of your research also. A complete alternative for those who might want to extend on their abstract and in fact extend their written piece is a 1,000-word written piece which summarises what you would have presented at Aicur 2020. And lastly then a poster which a number of people were intending on producing, which we're still very much encouraging because that too is something that we will be able to host on our web page for Aicur 2020. In relation to being able to host your work on the Aicur web page for 2020, we will need your consent from a GDPR perspective. So when we ask you to complete the short form to allow us to do that, it would be great if you could do that as efficiently as you can so that we can host your work with your permission. Each year there's a workshop which is provided in advance of the Aicur conference. That's usually a face-to-face workshop. This year we'll also provide some assistance, but it will be provided and developed and hosted on the Aicur 2020 webpage so that you'll still have access to some of the practical and operational assistance while you develop your particular submission for Aicur 2020. And if you have any questions, in particular in relation to your submissions or being part of this process, you can contact the Centre for Transformative Learning or you can contact me at sarah.gibbons@ul.ie. Delighted to still have you on board and also want to flag that the book of abstracts, which is produced every year, will still be produced this year. So your work will be included in that book of abstracts, which is a really lovely publication to be able to refer to on your CV or in your academic CV. And similarly, by hosting the submissions that you produce on the Aicur 2020 webpage, you still have a conference submission, just in a different format to one that you would previously have been able to refer to. So I would still strongly encourage you to take this opportunity to showcase your work.